Hello everyone, happy day wherever you are, and happy weekend, happy Sunday. If you're back at work in some parts of the world, then happy work week ahead. We have with us a tarot card reading, and thank you for joining me for today. The intention is for it to empower you, to uplift and inspire, to raise you to your highest self, and for your subconscious mind to trigger the necessary awareness and to receive the messages that truly benefit you and that enhance your life here and now. So I shuffled the deck this morning, prayed over the cards, and we have with us quite an interesting arrangement and a message from Spirit. So we have the Queen of Wands reversed, the Eight of Swords, and the Three of Swords, which is the broken heart. And this is why it's really a fascinating spread for today. So I meditated on the meaning, and what I am sensing for today for all of us, and for you, however it resonates with you, you will know, is that it's starting out by having you assess where you stand emotionally and in terms of your attitude and mindset. Maybe at the start of the day or within these 2 days, you, in terms of relationships and in terms of the bigger picture of moving your life forward to the next stage, evolution, self-development, progress in your career, in your relationships, in your personal development, which is the most important thing, is to assess where you stand with your emotions and to clarify with the Queen of Wands, to clarify perhaps where are we allowing relationships to interfere or to cloud our judgment, and not necessarily in a negative way, just in a way of perhaps of allowing certain relationships and certain dynamics to obscure your objectivity, your ability to be impartial, and to thus make sound and reasonable decisions for your life, your next steps forward, whether you're choosing to stay or go in a relationship, or whether you're deciding about making an investment, or changing careers, leaving your job, or seeking a new job. Whatever it is for you, your soul and your heart know how this relates to you. And it's about acknowledging where are we allowing other people and what they say and the dynamics of those relationships to affect and influence our own decisions and our own behavior, and to interfere in a way, not because they necessarily impose their will, but just because we are taking their presence and their influence on board. To what extent are we allowing those relationships, people, dynamics to affect our own judgment and decision making? Because if we try to take too many people into consideration in making our choices in life, then we are slightly disempowered, because we cannot make everyone happy, and different people have their own mindset, their own path, their own way of seeing things. So Spirit is guiding you, your higher self is inviting you to reflect on centering in a little bit more on what your desire is. How can you stand in your power in terms of the relationships that you experience, and choosing mindfully, consciously, with awareness, which messages you take on board and which dynamics you allow to simply pass by, and to not influence your choice making. Because if you are at a stage in your life where you want to make important decisions, or you want to lead a joyful life day by day, then it's really important to stand in your power and to acknowledge that you have to be the center of your universe in a healthy and aligned way. And this is what the Queen of Wands is inviting us to consider in a gentle manner, in a sensitive manner, diplomatic and considerate. So being diplomatic, sensitive, considerate, and reminding yourself, where do I stand? How does this come from my heart and my being? And this goes really nicely with the following card, which is the Eight of Swords, which, as we can see, is this figure who is bound. Her hands are bound. And the guidance from this one is that, of course, your hands seem tied. Perhaps you feel bogged down or indecisive, or like the project or the things at hand are just slightly overwhelming, or that dream that you have is just not quite easy to attain because of the various components that sort of tie you down. If you get too bogged down in the details, then clearly you'll feel like you have 8 swords pinning you down. But in reality, if you look at the figure closely, she is loosely bound and the swords are around her. And the swords represent your thoughts and your mental activity. So in what ways do your own thoughts kind of hold you back? In what way do they challenge you in your dreams in a self-defeating way, right? Like, how do your thoughts have power over your life? And if you reflect on it, your thoughts have loads of power, if not all the power, because you guide your thoughts with your heart and your intention. So consider, what thoughts are you thinking? Are you thinking more deleterious thoughts, like negative thoughts, self-defeating thoughts, or are you thinking more positive, constructive, optimistic, uplifting, empowering thoughts, positive thoughts that move you slightly more in the direction of where you do want to go? Because the swords, again, friends, represents our mental life, our reasoning, our logic. So using your sensibility and the power of your inner being, the power of your heart, know that you don't have to be bound or tied down. Make it a choice. Choose, connect with the universe, and meditate on the idea that I choose, I will, I wish, I desire to connect with my essence, my core, my soul, my inner being, whatever you call it, with God, who is fearless, to help me to see the way, to give me the answers, to give me the clarity that I need so that I can move forward. And these are opportunities for you to realize that while things seem like they're covering our eyes and we can't see, you can just remove your hands and know that these are swords. So it's ironic that she's bound up, but she could cut those strings with swords. Now, what's going to help her? I would say what helps her is her desire and her intention. And then the universe will come to her rescue. But she doesn't need to be stuck and mired in this sludge, which has like some energy, passion, fire. I would say the red embodies more of like perhaps even a frustration that, it's just not 100% clear. I just don't know 100%. Well, choose to be untied, choose to unblock yourself, choose to see clearly, because this is reminding us that you don't have to be ignorant. You don't have to willfully close yourself off. You can choose to see starting now. Starting today, you can just affirm, I am willing to see. I am willing to know. I am open to receive guidance. I am open to receiving clarity. I want to know exactly what to do. I want to trust that it will be the right step for me. I want to know in my heart and my being that I'm doing the right thing for my path, for my most joyful path, aligned in an aligned manner for my greatest good and the highest good of all concerned. So this is what the Eight of Swords, I sense and I feel, is guiding us to receive, is that you don't have to be bound up. You don't have to be blocked off. Choose to unblock yourself by setting your thoughts in that direction. It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And then we have it again with the Three of Swords. So this card typically represents heartbreak or betrayal, a lost or damaged relationship. So in terms of our reading of today, so given the direction of the energy, as we can see, so first we start out by relationships that are obscuring our sound judgment and opinions and needing to be sensitive and diplomatic about it, but it's really more about recentering into yourself. So that's what she's reminding us, to being centered on your throne. Then we have the figure that is bound and blinded. However, what is she choosing to not see, right? What are you choosing to ignore? And I say this in a really loving way, is to consider and reflect in a safe manner, in a safe environment. What am I choosing to ignore? Or what around me reflects this kind of ignorance of the truth? And in what ways am I trying to avoid heartbreak? In what ways am I trying to avoid the pain, right? We don't want to see the pain. We don't want to feel the pain. However, I feel that because of this card, Spirit is guiding us, is telling you, you know, you are stronger than you think. And that's something that I picked up from another uplifter, is to remind yourself that you're stronger than you think, and you can only realize how strong you are after you cross the bridge and after you do the thing that you're afraid of. So realize that whatever it is that you're choosing to not see or choosing to ignore, it's because we're trying to avoid this heartbreak. And it may be now time for you to start opening your mind and your eyes and your heart to know that maybe I will be hurt a little bit. Maybe it will hurt to let go of that person, to let go of these people. Maybe I do need to move on now. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to unfold. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm afraid, right? That's what happens with the broken heart. And the reason, there's more than one person involved. So if it's a love triangle gone wrong, or if it's a relationship where they left you, or if it's a job where you are betrayed or you feel betrayed, whatever it is for you, maybe you have to leave your family and take a new job overseas or move out, whatever it is at this point in time. The heart doesn't only reflect on romance, but it's the pierced heart of pain and fear. So you are stronger than you realize, and you can use your power now to move ahead with more empowerment. Now that you know, choose to align with your God and your higher self. Ask for help. Ask for strength. Ask for courage to do what you have to do. Because when you open yourself up and you're vulnerable and you connect with your higher being, then you receive the help for sure, for sure. Not just that, but you also open your heart to receive more of life's blessings. And you have to sometimes go through that dark passageway to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But the light is always there. After the night, there comes the sun. So that is the message for today, is for us to release that fear, to look it face on, face it, and acknowledge what is really frightening you, and know that you came into the world as a whole, complete being, and without a notion of fear. And fear is just another program and a memory. It's just a memory of how you think it might hurt, or how our thoughts betray us. Again, control your thoughts. Consider your thoughts. Control them. Control your mind. Control it. And if you don't know how, ask for help. Ask for help from God, from your angels, from people who do this in their specialty, like a life coach. Go on YouTube, research online, whatever you have to do. Learn to control your mind. And it starts with meditation. It starts with you. And you can meditate anytime. Start now doing a guided meditation. Ask for help from God. And don't let ego, which is fear, cloud your judgment and obstruct the greatness that you really are. Because you were born to be amazing, as you are amazing. But you can only know that for sure when you let your light shine. So that's it. You know, the broken heart is not scary. It's only scary if we don't prepare for it and we just allow fear to cloud our judgment. But start now and choose to feel good and to have the power and the courage and the strength to do what you have to do, which is in your highest good and the highest good of all concerned. And if it's too hard, if you have to struggle too much for anything, if you have to resist and there's too much resistance, then ask yourself, what am I resisting? Go with the flow. So that's the message for today. Consider it, and you may want to listen to it again. And also, friend, thanks for joining, and tomorrow I'll be having a live tarot psychic reading. So we'll have the tarot cards, and you can send in your questions, a live reading at 5 p.m. Monday, June 19th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So convert for your time zone. I'll see you then, and I'll see you soon. Take care, and God bless you, and thank you. Bye.